Hello guys, Bashar here. So the turn attack tournaments have been added to the game, and now the duration and the amount of turns spent in a certain dungeon not only causes efficiency now, and it now causes us to save energy in their respective tournaments. So I have been always valuing value over time save, because I mean a regular tournament lasts for 3 days and you have to run like 150 times the stage 20, right? And what does it matter if it's like 3 or 4 minutes or if it's 1 minute, right? It's always plenty. I have thought that the duration is only meaningful if you have something like 12-hour triple savage drop, right? Then the amount of time you spend in there becomes meaningful. But in these turn attack tournaments, the time and duration, time and number of turns are meaningful. So we recently had a spider turn attack tournament, guys, and I was cudgeling my brains to make a short team. So I mean, most of us that can do spider 10 hard are probably doing it in the 15 turn, 30-35 seconds sort of thing, right? You nuke the small ones down, the boss hits you, then you nuke the remaining small ones, and the boss finally dies. But I have found something more, something better. More better wouldn't do, but something better. Well, there are a lot of variants on it, so this will be a little bit of maths oriented stuff, but the main actor of this drama is my boy Nut here. I am hoping that none of you missed him. So Nut is the guy that deals most single target damage with a single ability, right? He is unrivaled in that. He can do up to 30% in the enemy's HP, which is very solid. If you imagine that the boss on stage 10 hard has 15 million HP and this guy can deal 4.5 million with a single ability, you understand his value. So guys, yeah, as I said, I tried many combinations in that turn attack that we recently had that ended like on the 26th or something, and I just couldn't get a solid trustworthy 5-turn kill. So who and what do we want? So into the mathematics part, guys. Sorry, I would rather make some numbers appear on screen for easier understanding, but I just suck at that sort of stuff. So let me show you. So guys, these are not important. So what is different in hard mode? First of all, he is immune to decreased speed and HP burn. That doesn't exist in normal. The heal reduction immunity exists, but these do not. And also he gets healed by 1% whenever an HP burn is activated on the small ones. So this means in normal mode, if you applied an HP burn to all 10 small ones, right, and the boss, and if you activated, the boss would suffer 33% of its HP in damage. So in theory, if you did that thrice, along with some little bit of damage, the boss would die, right? But in here, the boss himself is immune. That's a 3% loss. And the boss also gets healed by 1% whenever it's activated, which means if we have it all on all 10 small ones, the boss gets healed by 10%, right? So the total amount of damage you can do by placing and activating an HP burn is 20%, as opposed to 33%, which you would get on normal difficulty, right? So you have to keep that in mind. And guys, in the game right now, I think there is only one champion that can place and activate HP burns with a single ability. That is the new Void Lizardman legendary. Maybe some of you are thinking of Ninja, but Ninja activates the HP burns only if they are applied to bosses, right? And he attacks randomly, so ninja's no good here. So this strategy calls for 2 champions at least, and if you do 20% HP based damage with 2 champions, you can just do the same thing with Royal Guard and Cold Heart or something, right? So in order for this strategy to be efficient, you have to bring 1 HP burner and at least 2 activators, and maybe even 3 for a nice bit of damage, right? Or the other strategy that you can see here is max HP based nukers and Lydia. So what does Lydia bring? So guys, in order to, so when you are engaging bosses of this kind, you are capped with 10% damage per hit. So even if you were doing 50% damage per hit, that gets reduced to 10%, right? You cannot exceed 10%. So if you are doing like 5% and you have a lot of crit damage, you can get it up to 10%, right? So as I said, the limit is 10%. This means that you can exceed what the ability does, right? If it's anything less than 10%, you can bring it up to 10%, but you cannot exceed 10%. This is important with Acrisia because Acrisia's A2 does 2 hits that are 5% each, but with enough crit damage, they can go up to 10% each. And it is easily doable, by the way. So the idea here is, guys, I have 3 max HP based AoE nukers here. As you can see, I have Nut here. So the secret of this build is, guys, I have been struggling, as I said, and I have found this is the reason I am, recording this video. So guys, interesting thing is, if you have Weaken on the boss, right, every little spiderling will deal 3.75% to the boss instead of 3%. So this means that little spiderling death damage gets affected by Weaken. So if you kill all 10 small ones, right, you deal 37.5% damage to the boss instead of the 30%. And guys, that is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because if you take a look here, 10%, 10%, 10%, 30% adds up to 60%, and little spiderlings will be dealing 30% because 10 little spiderlings, right? That's 90%, and the boss doesn't die. But because of that, this will deal 97.5%, and the Giant Slayer War Master masteries do about 2.5% damage here. So which means if I get a single Giant Slayer War Master proc here, and all of these guys are Giant Slayer War Master, they don't have Helm Smasher or what was the name of the crit one? Headhunter, Head Splitter, something like it, Headshot. So yeah, this guy has War Master, War Master, War Master, War Master, Giant Slayer, the 3-hit version. A picture speaks louder than 1,000 words. So there is a very small fail chance here, guys, and that is the Lydia applying to failing to apply the Weaken. But if that doesn't happen, it should be a kill. 10%, 10%, and the little one's dead. Yeah, it was a very close kill, but it was a kill. And guys, so the good thing about this is worth more than 80 points, 80 or 81 points in the Spider Turn Attack tournaments, right? And this is a very doable team. So, and the good thing about Lydia, another good thing about Lydia is, guys, Lydia gives you increased speed, which allows you to make the guys a little bit slower than the boss. So the boss is on 245 speed on stage hard 10, and if you bring Lydia as the source of Weaken, that allows you to run your champion on 230s or so. So Grazuri is 238, Nut is 233, and Nut plays before the boss. So I would say something, but Lydia has to be somewhat faster, okay? I mean, Lydia can't be just 246. There is complicated stuff there, but I mean, take my word for it, make Lydia somewhat faster than the boss, okay? So this is the, the regular person's team. You could just, you know, have everyone above 245 speed, right? Everyone could be just faster than the boss, and you could just bring an HP burn placer, 3 HP burn activators, and nut, right? What would that do? The HP burn will be applied, the HP burn will be triggered, the other HP burn will be triggered, the other HP burn will be triggered, and nut will nuke. And so, as I said, every HP burn trigger deals 20%, but there is one minor thing there. If you have paid attention in the last run, so the fight starts with 6 spiderlings, and every time someone takes a turn, 2 spiderlings climb down from the ceiling, right? That means by the time Lydia plays, there are only 8 little spiderlings there. And that's why you need 3 AoE max HP based nukers. You cannot bring a Royal Guard here. It has to be any combination of Husks, Royal Guards, and Grazoors. This is of course harder to obtain. So it could be 3 Husks, 2 Husks, 1 Royal Guard, whatever it is, right? But it has to be AoE max HP based burn, because the 2 little spiderlings in the back, they won't have decreased defense and weaken, and we need them to die because the damage is very, very narrow, right? I mean, we barely do it. What we do is something like 100% and 102% or something, right? So you can understand why Acrisia is the queen here, because imagine I replace any of these AoE max HP based nukers with Acrisia. So Acrisia not only does 20% damage with her A2, right? She also kills all the small ones. So I could just do, you know, Lydia, Nut, Acrisia, and Husk, right? I don't even need a 5th guy. So it could be a 4-turn team, right? Or if you have speed problems, you can bring someone like, I don't know, Marichka, Fushan, 24%, and there is actually even a crappy epic that's 25% speed, which is the highest speed aura in dungeons, called Spider. Let me show you. I think he was from the Dark Elves. Where is it? There he is. This is the highest speed aura in dungeons in the game, I think. So, I mean, you could bring Spider, and Spider could be fully naked, right? You don't have to even equip him. We just want him for the aura. That is, if Acrisia is, or anyone on the team is slower than the boss, right? So you bring this guy naked, Lydia puts up decreased defense and weaken, Nut nukes the boss, I mean, Husk, Seer, Grazoor, it doesn't matter, max AoE based champion nukes the boss, and Acrisia nukes the boss, and you kill, right? Because 30% from Nut, 10% from Husk, 20% from Acrisia, and 37.5% from small ones, and mastery procs kill. So guys, if you want to make this absolutely 100%, what you can do, if you allow the Nut to be the last guy, which is the case for me, right? If I give Nut Soul Reap Blessing instead of Phantom Touch, it will be 100%. Because, I mean, something goes wrong and the guy is going to survive at some little HP, right? Soul Rip will trigger and kill, right? If you have Acrisia, you can do the same with Acrisia. That will bring it to 100%. And as I said, with Acrisia, you can do a 4-turn team. I wonder if a 3-turn team is possible. I don't think so. 30% from Nut, 10% from someone, 20% from Acrisia, 30, 40, 60, 90. So guys, it could be possible. Nut double Acrisia, yeah. That will work. You will have to make Nut start, right? 30% damage. Then there will be 10 little spiders on the ground. Acrisia will deal 20%, and the other Acrisia will deal 20%. All of the small ones will die. In the meanwhile, they will deal another 30%, 30, 50, 70, 100. Yeah. and you can, you know, solidify it with a soul rip on the Suaver Acrisia, but that is really rich man stuff. And you can actually level 2 food there with that team, right? As I said, Nut, double Acrisia. But of course, then you would have to make sure that your Nut and Acrisia have high crit damage, because without decreased defense and weaken, it will be hard to hit for cap damage. So let me show you the team very quickly. As I said, everyone should have either Giant Slayer or War Master. Giant Slayer, no, sorry, that's the War Master, right? War Master, War Master. There is Nut, Giant Slayer, War Master, War Master. As you can see, it's important, right? Because we are doing 97.5%, we need at least one of these to proc, right? At least one. And the way at least one of them procs is if you get it on everyone, the chances of all of them proccing goes very high. I think there is about a 1% chance of missing on all of them. And the other thing that can introduce a failure is Lydia failing to apply the weaken on the boss, right? Or just on the boss. The small ones are okay because we have 3 max AoE max HP based nukers, right? If we can kill the ones in the back, we can certainly kill the ones in the front, even if we fail decrease defense and weaken, right? We don't care for any of those 3%, right? We also don't care about the decreased defense because we have high enough crit damage, but we do care about the weaken. So I mean, Lydia should have high accuracy. So my Lydia, I think, actually is just a little bit low. I think that accuracy will give us a chance of about 96% of applying our debuffs. I'm just going to check quickly, but I think that's the case. Yeah, 96.5% or so. It's very safe, right? But if I could, you know, and you know, cap is 97%. So if I can go 370, or hold up, actually, no. Okay, disregard me. It's capped out. It's fine. So the only way that we fail here is Lydia fails to apply the weaken with 3% chance, or all of the Giant Slayers / War Masters fail to proc, which does not add up to more than 4% or so, I think. And the good thing is, guys, hopefully when that happens, because I have a Nut and Lydia, which are both tough, they survive and hopefully be able to finish off the boss. Remains to be seen, but this is, I would say, as safe as it gets. And as you can see, I have some speed upgrades in the live arena, so I do have some invested here: extra crit damage, extra defense ignore, extra attack, extra speed, and extra accuracy. Some of these are not very useful, of course, as you can imagine. So that is the team, guys. As I said, you can do HP burn activators and Nut. In that case, Nut has, if it's safer if Nut goes first, because imagine Nut goes first, deals 30% damage to the boss, and at that time the 9th and 10th spiderlings drop from the ceiling, right? And that means you will be able to apply your HP burn to all 10 spiderlings, right? And then you activate, and then you activate, and then you activate, and at that time those spiderlings should be dead, right? And it also depends on the nature of activation, guys. So the nature of activation and the nature of applying the HP burn. So you shouldn't be doing too much damage and killing them before the 3rd one activates, and you shouldn't be going too timid, and you should be leaving them alive. So Theodore is a good activator because he just activates without dealing damage, right? I mean, you bring Mordecai to put them up, you activate with Theodore, you activate with, I mean, someone else, right? And there is of course RTAC that we all have. RTAC can be used to activate, but I will remind you guys, RTAC's activation especially is a very hard hitter, so it could kill. So I would suggest leaving RTAC for last, right? So that's the maths behind it. So we can use Weaken from the Little Spiderlings for an additional 7.5% damage, and we can use Giant Slayer and War Master for another 2.5% damage. So we cannot really rely on all of them proccing and, you know, killing the boss from 10%, but we can safely assume that we will get 1 or 2 procs in the course of those 5 turns. So I mean, let me give you guys one last time. So, but as I told you, it will not be 100%. The Weaken on the boss gets resisted. So as you can see, guys, 8 guys have received the debuffs. The 2 in the back have not received them, right? So this one is much more solid compared to last time. And guys, there is a little bit of a variance, right? So if you calculate your exact damage, let's say you are expecting to do 150k, right? You won't be doing 150k every time. It has a variance of like 10%, maybe not 10%, but maybe 2% or so, up or down, right? So it could be 153k, it could be 147k, something like that, right? So if you recall, the first run that I showed to you at the beginning of the run was rather close, right? I mean, Nutz's last hit barely killed the guy, and this time we dealt like 5% extra. It's because of the nature of that variance, that fluctuation, and the number of Giant Slayer War Master procs. But I mean, I thought this was a nice team, a nice mechanic to share, because guys, imagine it's CVC, right? And each of you did your burst, and now what you can do for points, the best thing that you can do for points is spamming Hard Spider 10, right? And imagine as a clan you guys start doing this, right? 15 seconds a run on average, let's say, and you spend 20 energy and you get 400 points for it. So if you do this as a clan, you are getting 12,000 points every 15 seconds, 48,000 points every minute, right? And imagine you spam this for half an hour, right? That would require a tremendous amount of energy, but let's, for the sake of argument, you guys do this. You will be getting almost 1.5 million points as a clan, right? Last 30 minutes, your clan leader says, okay guys, start spamming. Everyone goes to Spider and starts spamming like crazy, and that will bring 1.5 million points to your clan, which is, so that's why I think this is useful. It is very good. It is the best source of points. It is the best source of spammable points in a CVC, right? And also it will save you energy in turn attack tournaments, because imagine guys, if you are getting like 81 points out of this, and if there is a Spider turn attack tournament that requires 12,000 points to finish, you will need like 150 runs here, and that would do it, right? Those 30-second teams, and they can even sometimes go longer, they will require like around 80 runs, right? The teams that are even worse will require much more. People that get stuck at stage 20 normal will require even more, right? So that's why I thought I should share, and I shall see you on the stream. Bye bye.